Here we are, the Confederations Cup knockout round predictions. Thank you for watching my team profile and predictions for each individual team in this tournament. So now my knockout stage thoughts. I just want to say for Group B, I didn't explain at the end of my last video. I think Chile will top it with 7 points, Australia with 4, Germany with 3, Cameroon also with 3, but with an inferior goal difference to the Germans. Specifically in my group, I have Chile beating Cameroon, Australia surprising Germany, Chile beating Germany, uh, Cameroon beating Australia, and Germany beating Cameroon. I do think the Germans will be mathematically alive when they head into the final game, with a good chance of qualifying to the knockout round with 3 points. It's happened before. The United States did it in 2009. But I just think Australia will do enough to get a draw against a Chilean team that has already secured passage to the semifinals. So there you go. So the knockout rounds, we have Portugal versus Australia and Chile versus Mexico, the revenge match from last year's embarrassment, the humiliation of 7-0 from the Copa America Centenarios quarterfinals. Does Australia have any chance here? Sure. Anything's possible in this sport. I've learned to not discount anything anymore. Will they, though? No. Portugal's just too strong. I can't see Australia scoring against them. The way I would see that game unfolding, if it does take place, would be Australia just bunkering down, battening down the hatches, putting numbers behind the ball, trying to hold Portugal back for as long as they can. And I just see Portugal eventually wearing them down, breaking through. I think Portugal would win that game by at least 2-0. Maybe you could see a Ronaldo hat trick, but I think that's my scoreline. That's what my scoreline's going to be. I think it's going to be at least a 2-goal margin, and I think Portugal's going to win 2-0. But for Australia, it'll be mission accomplished in this tournament. They survived the group. Chile versus Mexico is a little bit more complicated. I think Mexico comes out in that match absolutely ravenous, attacking Chile on the forefront, looking to make a statement, trying to avenge themselves from having their tail being tucked between their legs from last year. And my prediction for that match is Mexico's going to score first. I think they're going to catch Chile by surprise. They're going to overwhelm them in the first half an hour or so. First 15 to 25 minutes, I think they're going to be the better side. I think they're going to score early. I think what's going to happen after that is Chile is going to slow down the tempo. They're going to gradually come into the game. They're going to find an equalizer, and it's going to go to extra time. It's going to go to extra time. But Mexico wants that victory. Mexico wants that revenge. They want it possibly even more than winning the Confederations Cup itself. And what do I think is going to happen? They're not going to get the revenge. It's not happening. Chile will win this in extra time, and it's going to be 2-1. I just think that Chile has been here before. They've been pushed to extra time in the last 2 major tournaments they've been a part of. I just think they have the experience and the wherewithal to get through a 120-minute encounter. Plus, I think they'll have more energy than Mexico will at 120 minutes. I'm going to pick Charles Aranguiz to net the winner. I think he'll score the second goal for Chile. They'll scrape past Mexico, get into the semifinals, but Mexico will be able to say that they came back stronger against the Chileans. And it'll be in stark contrast to last year's Copa America Centenario quarterfinal meeting between the two sides. But yeah, I don't think Mexico will get the revenge here. So the third and fourth place game will be again between Australia and Mexico. Ooh. See, this would be a match for pride. And both teams will go into this wanting some sort of consolation. to finish somewhere on the medals podium. Who wants to get that bronze? I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think Mexico will win. Mexico is just too much for Australia. I think that's going to be 3-1. Australia will score. Australia will score. But Mexico will win this 3-1, and they will finish with the bronze medal this year. Third place, Australia finishes in fourth. So the final, in my opinion, of the of the 2017 Confederations Cup will be Portugal against Chile. Some of you might have seen this coming. A lot of you might have not. So, what's my prediction for the final? Tough to call. Tough. I had one team in mind that I picked to win this tournament before I started making videos on the Confederations Cup. A few weeks ago, I had this team in my mind, and I thought this team was going to win the tournament until 2 or 3 days ago. But Monday, I started having doubts, guys. Tuesday, I really started having doubts. And now I've changed my mind. I look at these two teams, how they match up with each other, man per man. And I see advantages, distinct advantages for each along the field. Midfield-wise, Arturo Vidal, Charles Aranguiz, Alexis Sanchez, they have the attacking flair, the firepower that I think overmatches Portugal. Midfield battle, I think Chile has the advantage. Defensive-wise, Bruno Alves and Pepe, Portugal has the advantage. One of, if not the best national teams in the world as far as defense goes. Certainly, in my opinion, the best defensive team in Europe. So Portugal has the advantage on defense. Coaching. Juan Antonio Pizzi has not been getting the respect that he deserves. Given a lot of criticism heading into the Copa America Centenario last summer, following a poor string of results for Chile in friendly matches. He got a lot of flack for apparently abandoning Jorge Sampaoli's system and the blueprint that was put in place before Jorge Sampaoli by Marcelo Bielsa. But they won the tournament. They won. And I just think that he has not been as great of a manager for Chile, but he's been consistent enough to keep the system that they have in place. But Fernando Santos, I trust more. I trust more because I look at his relationship between him and his players. You look at the coaching staff of Portugal and the players. It's a very close-knit, tight community. It's sort of like a fraternity, a brotherly trust, a brotherly affection, a brotherly mutual recognition amongst the players of the team. They love him. He loves them. And there's a very healthy dynamic going on between the Portuguese coaching staff and the players themselves. You saw us at Euro 2016. And I look at this Chilean team. I'm not convinced at all that these friendly matches they're playing, that they have really poor results in, are going to continue over into the Confederations Cup. If that was the case, if that was an indicator of anything, they wouldn't be Copa America champions. But I also look at this Portuguese team, and they just look like a side that wants to fulfill their destiny. You look at this Portuguese team, and you see in the last year, this has been the best generation they've had since the early 2000s. You look at their main superstar, someone called a megastar, Cristiano Ronaldo, 2 Champions League trophies and a European Championship in the space of 1 year. 1 year. And you look at the team's performance last year at the Euro 2016 tournament. They won it without him. And that should put to rest all the claims that Portugal is a one-man team, a one-man circus, because that's not true. You look at the squad Fernando Santos has lined up, this 23-man team, pound for pound, there is an exceptional blend of youth and experience in this squad. And they're absolutely stacked. But Chile now has been in the habit of winning tournaments. They know what it takes to win tournaments. And you just know they desperately want a third trophy in 3 years running, consecutively. Are we going to have a South American champion for the 4th time in a row? Or, for the 4th time in a row, is a Portuguese-speaking nation going to lift the Confederations Cup trophy? For the last few weeks, my heart has been telling me that Chile will be the Confederations Cup champions. But I said I changed my mind. My head is telling me Portugal is going to win this tournament. I want Chile to win. I want Chile to win. But I think Portugal will do it. So that's my pick. Portugal will win the Copa America, the Confederations Cup. Chile 2nd, Mexico 3rd, Australia 4th. Guys, enjoy the tournament. I enjoyed talking about this with you. Now we just got to sit back and watch, see what happens on the field. Peace.